in his hand. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and he holds us in his hand. Down the earth, deeper than submarine, wider than the universe. All the world began. How wonderful, a part of God's amazing grace. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Welcome to Excelling Kids and Family page. We are celebrating today. We are so excited and so glad to come your way today, Monday, the 2nd of November. It's such an awesome day, and I am so excited. And I'll be sharing with you the amazing news I just received today. It has really made my day, and I am ecstatic. I am over the moon, and I am so grateful to God, first of all, and to everybody who has been supporting the Excelling Kids Club. Indeed, this club is taking us somewhere, especially our beloved children. They are going higher and higher places, and I'm so glad to be part of that journey. So thank you so much, and welcome aboard, everybody. I trust that you are doing very, very well. As you all know, we just finished our workshop, the friendship workshop, and what an amazing workshop we had. It's been awesome. The feedback received from the participants is amazing, and I am so blessed, and I am so happy that this workshop was done, was able to plan. I was able to plan it, and it gave the opportunity for young people to come on board, and it's such an honor, it's such a privilege. And to crown it, guess what I received today about the workshop? An acknowledgement of a successful workshop. How amazing is that? From the mastermind.com. Oh, I'm overwhelmed, and I'm so excited. I'm amazed. It's incredible, and I'm so happy. It's just one of those things that goes to show that definitely at Excelling Kids Club, we are on course, and we are bringing our beloved young people the very best. And together with our parents, we are raising an excellent generation. And it was mentioned live, by Dean Graziosi. Oh my goodness, I am overwhelmed, and I'm so grateful. I am so happy as well, and so thankful. So yes, we're celebrating at Excelling Kids and Families. We are overjoyed, and I want you all to take part of this glory, to take part of this celebration, because it's not just me alone. I couldn't have achieved it alone. Definitely, with all of you on board, we are all achievers. So thank you so much, everybody who has been supporting us. And I will take this opportunity to tell you more about the workshop, and it's definitely a workshop that will be running live. But for now, we've got the videos in place. So if you want to, a recorded version of the workshop, by all means, get in touch with me, and I will be able to arrange for you to get hold of it. It's incredible, and it will go a long way to help your beloved young people, your children. And friendship is one of the fundamental things of life, things in life. And we all have friends, or have had friends, or will have friends. So it's vital that we teach our young people, we teach our children some of these skills to help them, to give them the confidence to be the great friends that they can be, and also to support their friends, and also to look out for the right friends for their lives. So it's awesome, it's amazing, and I'm so happy. Today we are talking about growing up, growing up, growing up, growing up. At Excelling Kids, we are so excited about growing up. We are preparing all of our young people for an excellent future, for a brilliant future. And we are so glad that you are on board. So growing up, I'm sure you all know what growing up is all about. For the past 2 weeks, we were dealing about building our lives, and we said it was about building our lives in stages, just like a builder. We'll start with the foundation, one brick at a time, with the design and the plan, and before they realize the house is built. And today we are topping it up with growing up, It's interesting. I came across, something that was written about Elvis Presley. I'm sure you've heard about him, one of those great musicians of all times. And apparently when he was a boy, he was part of a local choir. Oh my goodness, he was part of a local choir. And at the age of 12, his mother bought him a guitar. And the amazing thing is that he taught himself how to play the guitar. And it was not until at the age of 19 that he actually started his music career. He was even working as a truck driver assistant or helper, and he paid for a disc. That was when it started, when his first hit, That's All Right Mama, began. And it goes to show that right from the age, from his childhood, that seed was already in him, that seed of musician. I'm so glad that he didn't bury it, even though he was working as a truck driver assistant or helper. He still had that dream, that goal in him, that he was growing to become that great musician he had always dreamed about as a young boy. And for him to have taught himself at the age of 12 how to play the guitar goes, as to show how much, dedicated that he was to his life, about growing up. And that is what we are talking about today. I'm sure there are some things that you are all passionate about, that you all find great connection with, and that is that particular thing I want you to focus on right now. And I want you to think about growing up. What are you growing up to become? What are you growing up to become? And sometimes when we talk about growing up, kids might be like, oh, we want to be, continue playing. By all means, playing is part of growing up. Even as adults, we have hobbies, right? Ask your parents. They have hobbies. They have play time. Yeah, just that we don't call it play because we are older, we are adults. We call it, our hobbies or our interests other than work. So when we are talking about growing up, we are not telling you to stop playing. No, even in the playing, you are growing up. So playing is a good part of your life as a child, and that is awesome. Now, to have a fulfilled life, we need to prioritize our growth. We need to be deliberate with our growth. We need to be specific with our growth. Now, I've asked this question before. Is growing automatic, or does it require your input? Growing is not automatic. I mean, if it was automatic, your parents will not go through the trouble of feeding you every day, of taking you to school every day. No, they would have just leave you, and before they realize you're already grown up. But it doesn't go that way. There is an effort that needs to be put in. It requires an input. It requires a plan. It requires a strategy. It requires learning. There's so much that goes into helping us to grow up. I didn't just grow up and sitting here automatically. No, a lot of effort has gone into my growing up. A lot of learning has been done. Yes, a lot of mistakes has also been made. A lot of mistakes have also been made, but I've learned through it all to be able to correct myself, come back up, and continue growing up. Yes, I am still growing up. Yes, I'm still growing up. My kids always tease me that someday I'm going to be a grandma. Yes, we are all growing up. Nobody is, stuck at one age. every year, your age, the number keeps going up. Now, I mentioned about your input in terms of growing up. Yes, as you are young now, your parents are responsible for you. You go to school and your teachers are there to help you. But one of the secrets I've come to share with you is that you can take part in your growing up. You can also put in something. You can also make an effort. You can also play your part in growing up. And I must add that the earlier you do this, the better it will be for you. Some people might say, oh, okay, I'm not going to do much. I'll just leave it all for my parents. And until I leave their house, until I'm 18 and officially an adult, that's when I will take responsibility. That is your choice. But the best advice that I can give is that you can play your part no matter how young you are, because at the end of the day, it's your life and you have a big part to play. So why don't you start from now by getting definitely the support of your parents and your teachers, by doing all the learning that you can, learn the instructions, the good instructions for your life, getting them and following them. That will go a long way to help you. Another secret that will help you growing up is so simple, yet it's something that is normally ignored or overlooked, and that is setting yourself goals. I know that most people don't write it down as a goal to grow up, but in our minds as young people, we are always expecting to grow up, right? We are always looking forward to growing up. And what we really like about the growing up aspect is becoming independent. And so in there within us is that goal to grow up. And so it helps us to begin the process of growing. But one thing that will really help you as well is being very, very specific with that goal of growing up. What do I mean by specific? Specific about the different things that you want to achieve or that you feel will help you in terms of your growing up. It can start with the results that you want to get at school. It can start with completing all your homework to the best of your ability. It can start with getting into a new club of your choice and or learning a new skill. But setting yourself those goals are going to help you to grow up. So one of the secrets to growth is having goals in life, setting yourself goals, having aims that you can achieve, by almost having the dream, by breaking the dream down into goals, step by step, how you're going to achieve it. Now we have a choice. We can set it as low as we want, or we can set it as high as we want it. Obviously, when you set it low, it's easy to achieve, but then be ready for a lower result as well, or a low result. When you set it high, definitely it's challenging, definitely it's going to be tough, but be ready to also have a great result. Now, I've got here a few points about the way a person who has or sets the goals, the way they think, and maybe we can use some of their examples to help us, to guide us as to how to go about our lives when we become the people or the people that have goals in our lives, such as they know these people that have goals for their life. They know within themselves that there is a great potential in them. Because if you don't have that image of yourself, that there is something better in you to deliver, then what is the point of setting yourself a goal? There will be no point. So when we begin to look at the people that set goals, they are people normally that believes that they have a great potential that God has placed in them. They also believe that they can do better. So right now, if you don't have any goals, it's probably because you have not thought about the great potential that is in you. You have not thought about the things that you can do better. So as we are going through this, I want you to begin to think like, definitely I can do better at this or something. Begin to look within your life, within yourself. what are the areas that you can improve? What are the things that you can do better? Now, another thing that they also do, those who have goals and they are planning, they are growing up, another thing that they do is that they make it their mission to discover this potential that is within them, to discover this thing that they can do better. They begin on a journey looking for what can improve their lives, what can make them better. Now, as we said, growing up is like a dream of your own. And so you have to take that responsibility. You have to own your dream. You are the only one that sees that dream. Other people can dream for you, they can suggest things for you, but you are the best person to be able to see, imagine that dream and live it. No one else. And so once you have set yourself the goal, once you have, you have begun to look for what can make you better, what can improve you, what can help you to achieve those goals, the next thing that you do is you invest your whole time, your energy, your mind, you focus on achieving those goals. Now, many a times, especially at Sunday school, we love this song that says that if you want to grow, read your Bible and pray every day. And that is awesome. That is one of the principles that I've lived by, and it has definitely helped me. But I have 4 more things to add to it. Definitely praying is like a desire. So the thing that can help you to grow is to desire to grow, is to think that you want to grow, is to initially have that thought and that desire that you want to grow. You also have to decide, it's a decision, to want to grow. Yes, everybody will grow, but what kind of growth do you want? And that is the biggest decision that you can make. What kind of growth do you want? And that is a choice that you can make. The other thing that can also help you in growing up is the actions that you take. The actions that you take. Yes, you might have an idea, you might have the desire, but if you don't back it up with an action, it's all going to be up in your head. You're not going to see the results. So yes, by all means, dream it, desire it, decide it, but most importantly, take action. Take the action as well. So, for instance, you're desiring to get the best results for your GCSE. Who would not desire that? Everybody wants to desire that. Everybody wants the best results, exams results they can ever get. Yes, you will choose that these are the grades that you want. You want one for everything. You want the best grades for everything. That is the choice you have made. The next thing is you have to make the effort. You need to be revising as much as possible. You need to be doing all the mock papers that you can, get your hands on. And that is the action part. You need to make sure that you are paying attention in the class. So if you just desire it, you decide you're going to get the grades and you sit there and you don't take the action, guess what? You are still going to have the low grades that you don't want. So you must add action. Now, the 4th one is you must persist. Yes, sometimes you might do the mock and you are like, what? After all the revision that I made, I still did not pass this mock. But that should not put you down. Why? Because you are on course. You are growing up. You have got the goal, the target to hit. So until you get there, you don't give up. You continue to persist. So I will go over the 4 things that can help us to grow. So number 1 is a desire to grow. Number 2 is your decision to grow. And number 3 is the effort, the actions that you need to take to grow. Now, the 4th one is persistent, not giving up, whether, you fail or not, you are persistent until you've reached the goal, until you've reached the target. You do not give up. Now, let's look at some of the things that impedes our growth, or some of the things that might hinder us from growing up and growing up to be the best version of us, to be the kind of, grown up that we want to be. So have a picture of the kind of grown up that you want to be. Have that in mind. Now, these are some of the things that can prevent your growth. And number one thing that I've put down here is confusion. When you don't have the clarity of where you are going, you don't have the clear vision of your goal, of exactly where you want to be, that can make things very, very confusing. What that means is that you will touch this today, and then tomorrow you're like, oh, I've changed my mind. I'm not doing that anymore. So tomorrow, oh, maybe I'll be a policeman. Oh, the next day, maybe I'll be a doctor. The next day, maybe I'll be a preacher. The next day, maybe I'll be a pilot. So not having clarity is one of the things that hinders our growth. And it comes with a lot of patience and a lot of time and a lot of practice. And it comes with learning as well. And this is one of the areas that has been laid upon my heart to help our young people to get clarity in life, to clear the confusion, to know exactly their potential, their talent, and how they can begin to cultivate it, to make it work for their lives. Another thing that impedes growth is laziness. We all know that laziness is not good, right? But sometimes when we are in the thick of it, we are enjoying, oh, let's sit down a little bit, let's sleep a little bit more. In that moment, we are enjoying. But after that, there is a whole lot of work waiting for us. So laziness is something that really impedes our growth, that prevents us from growing. So as much as you can, make sure that you kick laziness out of your life. Begin to be so disciplined with your time that laziness, and be focused and be excited about growing up, be excited about the kind of person that you want to become, so that even when laziness is coming, you are like, nope, that is not for me. I choose better. I choose to work on myself to be the better version of me. Another thing that kills our growing up is procrastination. Very linked to laziness, right? So procrastination is basically putting things off, like, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it next week. Even as adults, we sometimes struggle with procrastination, but it comes with a lot of discipline, a lot of practice. So next time you want to procrastinate, remember that it's one of the things that impedes your growth or does not help with your growth. And so it's a do it now attitude for you going forward. The next thing is poor time management, right? Time is life. And a few weeks ago, we did talk about time management, and we all realized how important it is. So if you are not managing your time very well, then your growing up is going to suffer in the end. So time management is one of the skills that you're going to develop. And one of the things, again, that we'll be looking at at Excellent Kids Club is about time management. We're going to help you to manage your time, give you the tools, give you the confidence about managing your time. So keep, following us and keep in touch. We'll be sharing so much information with you very soon on how to connect with our upcoming programs, so you can learn more of these skills to improve your lives and help you to grow up ready. Now, the last point I've got here is unnecessary competition. Unnecessary competition with others. That is one of the killers when it comes to growing up. The reason being that when you are looking at somebody else, they are like your target, rather than having your own high, goal up there that you want to achieve. If you are busy looking at somebody else, that person's goal might not be the goal for your life. They might not be the level that you are meant to achieve. But because you are competing with a person, you feel, oh, I'm a little bit higher than the person, so that's fine. I can sit and relax. I am done. No. So unnecessary competition, that is looking at other people and comparing what they are doing with yours, is something that doesn't help your growth. The best person to compare yourself to is the better version of yourself. As is said, like, your potential, can you do better than you are currently doing? If the answer is yes, then go ahead and do it, rather than looking at, oh, but I'm better than that person, so that's okay, I can be comfortable. That is not the best way to grow in life. So these are the things that I've got here for us today. Very simple and very short. Today we are not taking too much time, and I hope that you are able to use some of this information to help you in this time of your growing up, more especially. Now I've got the promise from God, like a Bible verse from here, a memory verse, which is in Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. I always love to live with the word of God is powerful. Philippians chapter 1, verse 6 says, God, who began the good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished. So the work that God has started in you, your growing up, is already started. So by continually working on yourself, by continually following the correct instructions for your life, you will see yourself growing up to be the better version of yourself, to be the best person that you are dreaming, that you are imagining yourself to become. So my point that I'm leaving with you is that do not give up. Do not stop. Be excited about your future and keep dreaming. Set yourself the right goals and begin to work at it. Begin to take the effort. When you make a mistake or when something doesn't work, don't give up. Continue to persist, and you will see that your life is getting better and better and better. And this is something that has truly helped me, and I'm sure that it will continue to help you. So this is the end of our video, of our lesson today about growing up. As usual, comment or send us any question that you have. We'll be more than happy to help you to answer those questions. So thank you, everybody that came on board. We are so delighted. If you missed our announcement, hello, Joel. Thanks for your comment. If you missed our announcement, I will share it briefly before I sign out. So we are celebrating today because our workshop that we just did, the friendship workshop we did last week, we've received an award, a successful workshop award, and we are over the moon. We are so excited. And to top it up, we got a shout out, at Dean Graziosi's live training. A shout out to our workshop, and that is awesome. So I am so happy. I am so excited. So if you see me with a big with a big smile on my face today, it's because I am celebrating and I'm overjoyed. And I'm so happy that all the efforts that we are putting in is not going to waste. And definitely we are on course in helping our children, helping to raise an excellent generation. So I would like to take the opportunity to once again thank every parent and all, the adults that have been backing us up, that have been supporting us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Continue to support us, continue to connect your children to the Excellent Kids Club, and we are heading somewhere amazing. We are heading somewhere very, very great that I am very confident about. So thank you so much for joining us today. Wherever that you watched us from, I will say that have a wonderful time. Remain blessed. May your children also be blessed. Take care and have a wonderful time. Bye.